Hello everyone. In this video today, we're going to be going through the topic of liquidating dividends. So this is a pretty quick video, honestly going to be like 5 or so minutes. This is a very quick topic. Basically, a liquidating dividend is a dividend paid out of a firm's paid-in capital accounts, additional paid-in capital and common stock, and not out of the firm's retained earnings, okay? So basically, what's happening here is that the firm's paying out more dividends than it's earned in retained earnings over time. And so what happens is that it's actually a return of capital, not an earnings on the capital invested, okay? And it occurs when a firm declares a dividend that is larger than the firm's balance in retained earnings. When a firm declares a liquidating dividend, it first debits retained earnings for as much as it can, basically to zero out retained earnings. And then it debits additional paid-in capital for the rest of the dividend, okay? So let's just look at a quick example. All you really need to know is essentially what's on this page, and then if you could do an example like this, you're probably good for the exam or the quiz or anything. There's really not much else that they cover in this class on liquidating dividends. It's a very quick topic, okay? XYZ company began operations on January 1st of 2018. At that time, the company sold 100,000 shares of its $1 par value common stock for $5 per share. During 2016 and 2017, the company earned $5,000 each year. It would be $10,000 total, right? And then on December 31st of 2017, the company declared and paid a dividend of $15,000. Okay, so it says prepare the journal entry to record the dividend declared and paid on December 31 of 2017. Okay, so we're paying out $15,000 of cash. That's easy, right? Now we have to determine what the debits are. Again, this is a liquidating dividend because the balance in retained earnings would only be $10,000, right? Because they've earned $10,000. They've earned $10,000 total. They've earned $5,000 in 2016, $5,000 in 2017. So that means that the balance in retained earnings would only be $10,000. However, they're paying out $15,000 of a dividend. So what happens is that $10,000 comes from retained earnings, but then $5,000 comes from additional paid-in capital. It's a return of capital, right? That's what additional paid-in capital represents. Additional paid-in capital represents capital, money that people invested in the firm, right? When the company sold these shares, part of that went to additional paid-in capital when we debit cash and then we credit common stock, but then we also credit additional paid-in capital, okay? So this is actually money that the firm received from their investors at the beginning of its operations, okay? And so what's happening is now the firm is not actually giving investors a return on their capital. They're actually paying back their capital of $5,000. They're giving them a return of $10,000, but then they're giving them just their capital back of $5,000. Okay, so that's basically a liquidating dividend. It's when you pay out more cash than the balance in the retained earnings. So you zero out the balance in retained earnings, right? We'd have retained earnings. Okay, we'd have 10,000, and then we would take out 10,000, we'd have 0, and the rest goes to additional paid-in capital to whatever we need to make the journal entry balance. So we credit cash for the full amount, debit retained earnings for as much as we can, and additional paid-in capital is going to be the plug, okay? Technically, if we use up all of our additional paid-in capital, we can actually debit common stock as well. That's very unusual. That's why I didn't really cover that in this example. But yeah, if you could do a problem like this, then that's pretty much what you would need to know for this class. It's a relatively straightforward topic. So that's the end of this video, and I hope that was helpful.